Because Napoli are looking ill and looking for revenge. It's now 7 months, 210 days in fact, since Milan came here, won 3-2 and effectively made off with the championship that Napoli looked to be defending successfully. But now, as the two teams collide once more, Napoli are buoyant again. 16 goals already in 6 league games, and fresh from a tremendous 1-0 win against Bordeaux in France 4 days ago in the UEFA Cup third round first leg. Not surprisingly, they retain the same side which achieved that thrilling 5-3 win away to Juventus last weekend. Coach Ottavio Bianchi setting a fine example to others in Italy with a three-pronged attack. Careca, Maradona and Carnevali, whose 6 goals make him the top scorer in the division. A big match needing a big-time referee, and we have one, Luigi Agnolin. Milan have team problems. Ruud Gullit still injured. Donadoni recovering from the damage to his jaw after he swallowed his tongue in Belgrade. Filippo Galli hasn't been fit all season, and now Carlo Ancelotti is suspended. So there are places for 2 patient squad players, Mussi and Costa Curta. Napoli kick-off against the Milan side, beaten astonishingly at home 2-1 by Atalanta last week. Already conceding a free kick for the foul on Maradona, and he's taken the free kick himself. Finding Kripa, challenged by Angelo Colombo. This marvellous stadium crammed to capacity. And Milan can't get the ball out of their own half. The third foul in the opening seconds, 2 of them on Maradona. Players up for the free kick for Napoli. A lot of movement in the middle. Colombo able to get to it first, and Maradona really didn't hit it deep enough. Colombo. It's a corner, and Maradona starting the match in impish mood. He felt the disappointment at the end of last season so keenly, at a time when the coach Ottavio Bianchi was facing some mutiny in the Napoli dressing room. Players who took part in that, like Garella and Bagni, have subsequently left the club. Francini getting in. Played back by Frank Rijkaard. So Baresi and Tassotti in the centre of the Milan defence. Mussi playing at right back. Well forward at the moment. Colombo gets it into the middle to no real purpose. Carnevali, who got the goal in Bordeaux in the latest Napoli triumph. Indeed, his return to the side has sparked off a real explosion from the champions of 1987. Taken some of the pressure off Maradona, but not the physical attempts of the opposition to halt him, as Maradona limps away, and referee Agnolin will be keeping a keen eye on any attempts at intimidation. And also at any attempts to get too close to the ball at free kicks. Virdis straight in. Then Napoli tries again. Aiming for Carnevale. And Renica can only get the ball out of play. Rijkaard, who scored the Milan goal against Atalanta, only to find the unfashionable club pilfering a winner with the last kick of the game. A result that made everyone around Europe sit up and take notice. And Milan could hardly have had a more difficult fixture to follow that. Incidentally, they'd never lost 2 league games in a row under Arrigo Sacchi. Virdis trying to get away from his shadow, Corradini. Van Basten, another possible target here. It's Evani over the ball, Colombo alongside him. Evani clips it in. Baresi. Napoli streaming out. Here's Corradini. Napoli with that 5-goal haul in Turin a week ago. Also an 8-goal extravaganza on their record this season against Pescara here. Of slipping and sliding going on, mostly by Milan. And Carreca appeals for the corner, and I think he's got it. Tassotti believing that the whole of the ball hadn't crossed the line. Giovanni Galli, the Milan goalkeeper, in the firing line here. But he and his teammates helped out by a Napoli push. Milan did the double over Napoli last season. We've spoken of the 3-2 victory here. That followed a 4-1 success in the San Siro Stadium after Napoli had scored first through Carreca. Franco Baresi. And Renica came out. One number 6 against the other. And Luigi Agnolin hardly has any more than a cautionary word with the culprit. Colombo with his back to the goal, and this might be in Virdis territory. Evani is there as well, the number 10. And they bury it to Rijkaard. The ploy very nearly paid off. Virdis and Evani in the end were the decoys, and Frank Rijkaard really connected. But Giuliani was down well. Tassotti. Maldini. Squeezed back by Van Basten. Maldini. Milan seem to lose their way, rather. More purposeful play from Maradona. Crippa, taken on by Careca. And here's Carnevale. The flag has stayed down. A real chance for Napoli. Carnevale's cross. And Careca couldn't get there. And Milan breathe again. They do like to play a square back line. And it didn't work for them. It was the man on the far side that played Carnevale on. Good decision by the linesman. And no one there to turn it in from Carnevale's cross. Rijkaard trying to find a path through the middle. It was an imaginative ball that didn't quite reach him from Costa Curta. Napoli. It's been another example, not really from the Milan viewpoint, how fortunes tend to even themselves out over a period of time. Last season they barely had an injury, and Arrigo Sacchi really having to patch together a team for this game. Oh, and Galli started to come, backpedal, couldn't afford the slip and didn't make it. Rijkaard, who's fitted in very well, it must be said. Virdis trying to find a path through the centre. But the problems for Milan really summed up by the difficulties that Ruud Gullit's having at the moment. Maradona, that was brilliant. This is Franchini. Carnevale had the shot. Six goals in his last 4 league games. Brimming with confidence. Franchini played the pass, but Maradona made it all possible. Offside. Corradini, a little bit dangerous in his own half, and he's given the ball away. Evani. Virdis started to go, and the pass was played longer towards Van Basten. He was turning onto his stronger side too, and Napoli grateful to get the ball away from him. Maradona, supremely balanced with his low centre of gravity until another trip is successful. Initially, Luigi Agnolin was trying to play an advantage, and now the Napoli captain is all respect for the senior official in Italy, appreciating exactly why the free kick was awarded the other way. Played short by Baresi to Evani. Rijkaard, no time to settle, but it's another free kick. Baresi trying to orchestrate the Napoli, who worked so unselfishly down the right-hand side. He was able to break it up. On the left, it's Franchini going ahead of the ball. Here he is. And Maradona is free. Galli's committed. The header's over the goalkeeper and rolling in. Another amazing goal from the world's most amazing player. Galli rather made it easy for him, but was there an offside? It wasn't Maradona, but 2 other players not interfering with play, it must be said. On the far side were technically in offside positions, but Maradona went on. It's 1-0. A goal that's been on the cards as the first half has developed. And similar in a way to a goal that will never be forgotten for Argentina against England in the '86 World Cup finals, where Maradona went in with the goalkeeper, Peter Shilton, in that instance. The goal that became the famous Hand of God episode, but that was clearly Maradona's head on this occasion that beat Galli and has got the crowd going, despite the fact that Napoli have to defend. At a Milan free kick to be taken by Colombo. Short to Ivani. Torredini prevents the corner. And Carnevale wants to see it through to half-time. Sensible play, appreciated by Giuliani, the goalkeeper. We are now into stoppage time. There'll be a little bit of that. Baresi has misjudged it. Maradona is there. Carreca is there! Milan have fallen apart at the end of this first half. 2 goals inside 3 minutes. Ecstasy around the ground. Not shared by Franco Baresi, a rare error from him. Maradona for the second time heading to devastating effect. This time another touch required. It came from Carreca. It's half-time. Bedlam in the San Paolo Stadium. Maradona and Carreca have tilted this Napoli's way as they look for revenge. Ottavio Bianchi looks on appreciatively as the second half gets underway. So much to talk about during the half-time break. Not just the 2 goals, but the way they came about. Evidence of Milan's misgivings at this stage of the season. A season where they're trying to defend the championship, just as Napoli had to do last season. The champions of '87 leading the champions of '88 by 2 goals to 0. The second goal coming from just such a long clearance by Giuliani, but Milan dealt better with it that time. Carreca's back heel. And here's Ivani. Offside. In their championship season, Milan went through it unbeaten away from home. That in itself was an extraordinary record. It's 19 games since their last away defeat in the league. And that took place, would you believe it, on this ground in April 1987. Napoli won 2-1. Maradona was a scorer that day, along with Carnevale. Still early days, of course, in this longer Italian First Division season, 34 games now. It's another offside flag, but Kripa must have been pretty close. It was another pass of perception by Maradona. Rijkaard. Maldini. Played towards Virdis by Van Basten, but it'll bounce on this hard surface behind for the goal kick. Giuliani was on the bench for Italy in a recent international against Holland, a game in which Tacconi of Juventus kept goal. It's Carnevale in the clear. He's got Franchini up with him, and Franchini will score! The third from number 3 himself, Giovanni Franchini. And Milan's square line, caught out again, was desperately close, but the linesman allowed it to go on with Carnevale. Not his goal this time, but Franchini rewarded for his running. Three goals in 6 minutes, either side of half-time. And surely there's no way back for Milan. It could be more embarrassing here. Oh, and a fine save by Galli from Careca after Maradona had tried to force a way through the centre. Right on target from the Brazilian. It's such freewheeling football from Napoli. And Milan being brushed aside. Careca in through the pack at the near post. Navani gives it away. Well, Milan are below strength, but that's a harsh fact of life in football. Ottavio Bianchi went through so much pain at the end of last season, but that's being pushed right into the background now. Franchini on the gallop again. Mussi, one of the beleaguered defenders, and he gets the yellow card. Perhaps more for protesting than for the original incident. So the caution completed. Where will Maradona land the free kick? Close enough to Galli for him to flap at it. De Napoli came storming in. Fernando De Napoli, who was sent off in Bordeaux, and will miss at least the second leg. Tassotti. Mussi, Virdis, back to Mussi. Baresi. Well, Milan have got to gamble. And they've got to do better than that. Well, Napoli were held by Lazio to a draw in their last home game. But the bigger the opposition, the better the response from the home side. Everyone for Napoli wanting the ball, and I'm afraid it can't be said for the Milan players. Costa Curta, though, battling hard. Virdis, Colombo in the middle. Clever sleight of foot by Virdis, but it didn't lead to an opening that Milan could take, and here comes Renica. The timing of the pass delayed. Carnevale offside. Really finding his peak form this season, Andrea Carnevale. So, a 19-year-old Graziano Manari has come on in place of Colombo for Milan. And at the same time, Carinante is up off the bench. Confirmation of the Milan substitution. Well, the cycling shorts underneath the official strip for Carinante, who replaces Fusi. Evani. That was unlucky. He hit it hard and true. Milan's best chance, really. Giuliani fashioned the save. Rijkaard. Evani again. With his right foot this time. And Franchini steers it safely back to Giuliano Giuliani. Sign from Verona to replace another ex-Verona goalkeeper, Claudio Garella. Here was Evani, really blasting for goal. What's worse for Milan at the moment, of course, is not only are they losing and Napoli winning, but Milan's great rivals, Inter, are top of the tree. It's going to be quite a season, the 88-89 campaign in Italy. Several potential candidates for the championship. And the goals are flowing, with Napoli setting the best example. Renica. Dropping it right onto the chest of Maradona, and that's another inventive ball, though Mussi was quick to get back. Here's Maldini. Rijkaard. Crippa back to keep an eye on Evani, but Maldini came forward. Renica lured into the tackle and on the trip. It's a penalty. One for Milan by that forward surge by Paolo Maldini. The ball laid into him by Evani. Renica was deceived. Agnolin right on the spot to give it. Here's Virdis. this for 3-1. And competently struck. And Milan at least have something to show for their visit here. Virdis notching his 5th goal of the season, his 2nd from the penalty spot. Maradona. That would have been a foul, is a foul. In fact, there was an advantage to be played for Van Basten. Musi. It's a fine ball in. Well, certainly the champions have found some resolve in the second half, although it began disastrously for them when they went 3 goals behind. Arrigo Sacchi on his feet to get a second substitute warmed up. It's going to be Viviani, I think. And Milan wonder if there's still time as Renica on the field gets treatment. Viviani to enter the fray. A 22-year-old signed from Como. And off comes Costa Curta. "13 minutes left, still time." Certainly the penalty has altered the perspective of the game, and indeed the crowd's reaction. A certain amount of restlessness now, and relief every time the ball is cleared, even though Napoli a good value for their 3-1 lead. Franchini. Oh, and Caracas in his own half when the ball was played, so had to be onside. He's streaking away. That's it. That's the 2 points. Arrigo Sacchi perhaps was wondering about offside, but when he gets the chance to see it again, he'll know the officials were absolutely right. The ball on its way, Caracas still in his own half until it arrived. And then too quick for those trying to catch him, and the finish was supremely achieved. A striker right at the top of his game. It's his 7th of the season, following his hat-trick against Juventus last week. And the goal greeted with delight and just a speck or two of relief after Milan's best spell of the match. "4-1, which was the score in Milan's favour in the game in the San Siro Stadium last season. Oh, and nearly 4-2. Van Basten hitting the side netting, and Bianchi not too happy. Perhaps feeling some concentration has gone. Maybe concerned about the fitness of Renica. Viviani was fouled, and it's going to be Filari Krenica will surely be the player to come off after that earlier injury. But it's been another eventful afternoon for Napoli. And they now have 20 goals this season, with their 7th game not yet over. Milan haven't been able to paper over the cracks in this match. The away record, it's been absolutely marvellous, unbeaten since April 1987, since they lost 2-1 here. It's coming to an end. Corner. Biladi trying to fit into the defence, having just come on. It'll be another corner. Rijkaard hoping for a fluke at the near post. Played short between Evani and Tassotti. Evani drills it in. And out come Napoli on the charge again. Can they catch Milan one more time? They settle for possession. Well, he's enjoyed so much success. He's having to live with the disappointment of 2 defeats in a row for the first time. Arrigo Sacchi. And he's none too pleased about it. Maldini, whose show of enterprise won the penalty. Evani. Now Rijkaard. Viris looking to lay it off to Van Basten. Well, Carnevale hasn't added to his tally so far in this game, and he's running out of time now. But his presence as the third attacker has dragged defenders away. Very involved, of course, in the 3rd goal. They had to wait 42 minutes to break through, did Napoli. Van Basten. Out by Francini. But once Maradona had scored that goal that will be talked about for a long time, it was as if Napoli knew it was going to be their day. Evani, Maldini, Van Basten. Wanted too many touches, really. Well, it's the losing coach that the cameras want to see, and Arrigo Sacchi taking the attention with good grace. Time is surely up. Another check on the watch from Luigi Agnolin. Napoli have shown here that if you've got great attackers, you have the capacity to win in style. It's a marvellous message for the rest of the Italian league, with so many good forward players now attracted, particularly from outside Italy. But let's not forget the home-based stars too, like Gianluca Vialli, as good as anyone around. But those duo defensive days seem to be a thing of the past. It's Napoli 4, Milan 1. Those 3 goals in 6 minutes either side of half-time killed off Milan. Virdis hit a penalty for them, and then Careca got his second. Arrigo Sacchi tastes defeat for the second week in a row, and Napoli will be attracting a lot of attention from those who are betting on who'll be champions this season. We start our roundup with Ascoli, winners last week for the first time against Pisa, looking for their first win of the season, and Cvetkovic, Ascoli's Yugoslav striker, prominent in the early stages. Mario Bain's corner causing difficulties for Pasali at the other end, but still 0-0, and it stayed that way when Aloisi cleared the crossbar from close range. In the second half, Cvetkovic still unable to collect his first goal in Italy. But Pisa did collect their first win, thanks to a goal worthy of the occasion, brilliantly taken by Incocciati after 63 minutes. But for Pasagli, the margin might have been greater. Pisa mightily relieved, a victory at last. On to Bergamo, the home of Atalanta, shock winners last week away to Milan. And Madonna on the break for Atalanta here, but Pescara are no longer the sloppy side which conceded 8 goals to Napoli. And though Atalanta had most of the ball, they were kept out until half-time. Pagano's ball inside, and a good chance for Camplone here. Pescara could have done with that going in. Niccolini's free kick just too high as the pattern continued at the other end. But Pescara defending with discipline. Niccolini again. And with the Brazilian Edmar on for the second half, Pescara almost snatched a second point. But they almost lost the one they did gain when Evei's free kick fell tantalizingly close to Stromberg. 0-0. Bologna, 2 of last season's promoted clubs in action. Lazio have made a much better start in the top division, and though Bologna supplied the early moments of pressure, Lazio looked very solid at the back. Bologna, remember, had lost their 5 previous games. In contrast, Lazio unbeaten, and Ruben Sosa striving here to keep that run going. Marinaro crossing for Bologna, Alessio with a very worthwhile effort. Defender Lupi joining in now, and his low shot fluttering some Lazio hearts. Poli hooking in a useful cross in the second half as Bologna looked for a winning goal. Then it was Lupi crossing from the Bologna right, Stringara fastening on to the clearance, but off target. Ugo Rubio, Bologna's signing from Chile, came on for his first appearance. But just look at how well Lazio defend. They've played 7, won 1, and drawn 6. A very interesting match in Florence. 5th place Fiorentina against Sampdoria, who were 3rd. The flag was up here against Stefano Borgonovo for offside. No goal for Fiorentina. Roberto Baggio was keen to impress in this match, with comparisons to be made with Roberto Mancini, the 2 rivals for 1 place for Italy. Tonino Cerezo's international days are behind him, but he rocked the Fiorentina bar. Landucci doing very well to save the follow-up from Pari. Gianluca Vialli, as always, catching the eye. His pass splitting Fiorentina wide open, and Landucci ruled to have brought down Luca Pellegrini. But Vialli's penalty technique is a little too casual, and Fiorentina survived. At the other end, Fiorentina might have had a penalty themselves in similar circumstances, but whereas Landucci had been punished, Pagliuca survived as Borgonovo tumbled down. 13 minutes into the second half, Mancini showed his quality by sending Dossena away. There's the pass, clinical finish, and Sampdoria in front. And here they should have made sure of their victory. Vialli raiding powerfully down the right. Mancini isn't really an instinctive goal scorer, as it showed. Fiorentina fighting for an equaliser, Carobi on the charge, but they still trail. Sampdoria's style suited to the counter-attack in the second half. Dossena crossing deep, Vialli's header kept out with difficulty, Victor following up. This was in the 89th minute. And in the very last minute, Mancini with another telling pass, Vialli's fourth goal of the season, 2-0 to Sampdoria, a good win for them. Cesena came to the San Siro Stadium on the day Inter celebrated their 80th birthday, and straight from the kickoff, Inter roaring into the lead. Only 10 seconds, Mattioli's superb volley. What a way to celebrate a birthday. Inter's fastest ever goal, equaling a 35-year-old Italian all-time record. Josic then had to clear from Bianchi from right under his own bar. But when Cesena did recover their senses, it was Josic shooting from longer range. Cesena with no wins and only 3 points from 6 games, but very positive in the second half, and Walter Zenga had to be at his international best. Cesena again, Traini's header, Piracini couldn't quite score against his old club. Rossi then reacted smartly to stop Serena making it 2-0. Inter perhaps had scored a shade too early. They certainly lived on their nerve, particularly when Limido dipped a drive that severely tested Zenga again. At home to Lecce.